Hey Virgo, Mariah here. I'm going to go ahead and get into your July 2020 reading. I hope you're doing okay, and I hope July has been pretty well for you. And I just want to give you a heads up, my cat Lucky is out and about, but if he gets too noisy, I'll be putting him up so he's not interrupting us too much. So spirit guides, angels, ancestors, what do my Virgos, I was going to say Sagittarius, so some of you may be dealing with Sagittarius. But what are my Virgos going through in the month of July? What do they need to know, Spirit? Last shuffle. One card. What do my Virgos need to know for the month of July? Thank you. Purpose. I know what I am here to do. Bottom of the deck is acceptance. I am learning to accept the things I cannot change. Okay? And right underneath acceptance is change. Okay. So this feels like a very specific message. A very specific message for you, Virgo. Some of you may not resonate, and that's okay. As long as this message gets to the Virgo that I'm speaking of, then I'm doing my job, right? There's a sense here for me is some Virgo, whichever Virgo I'm speaking to, there's a need for you to accept your purpose in life, right? We may have believed our purpose may have been a certain route, and it's not that route. Your purpose is in alignment elsewhere and on a different path than what you believed that it was in alignment with. Sorry if you hear my cat. And there is a need for change, because right underneath this acceptance is change. If I can show it to you. Right underneath acceptance is change. And there's some form of resistance to this. So let me tell you what this may look like, right? So it makes better sense. You may have felt like your purpose was to, get married at 32 and have a family of 4 and be retired by the age of 40, right? You may have thought that your purpose in life was to have a nice family life, a nice, healthy, happy, loving home life, create a family life. And some people, that is their life purpose, right? That's what they feel is their life purpose, I should say. But this is you needing to break out of that mold and change that idea, right? You may have thought that that was your purpose, to have this family and be nurturing it and do all this good stuff, but your life purpose actually may be in alignment with you starting your own company, building your business, and being able to provide assistance to people through your business, right? Just like an example of this would be motivational speaking or writing a book. That's your true purpose and calling in life. You may have thought, I want to be, a stay-at-home dad, a stay-at-home mother, create this family. It feels right with my soul, but instead, no, your actual purpose is to do something much larger, much greater, and it's uncomfortable because there's a need for change here. There's a need of change in perspective. And what Spirit's asking you, Virgo, is to be able to loosen up the reins on this specific area, so that way Spirit can guide and lead you to where you need to be, right? Spirit's wanting you to course correct. Now, again, that was an example. It can look like so many different things when it comes to what you think your purpose in life is versus what it actually is, right? But there's a need to have some leniency, and it's going to be uncomfortable, and you're going to feel lonely because it's a path that only you can go down. But if you're feeling, this feels like, and again, this is very specific, so I'm sure I'm only talking to one Virgo. Hi, the one Virgo I'm speaking to. This feels very specific, but this is a sense of you needing to let go. You may have been trying to go down the path of your life purpose or what you believed that it was, and it may have not worked out for you, or you kept constantly hitting your head on doors or bumping your head against the wall, wondering why something isn't panning out for you, or, maybe you got into what you thought your purpose was, and it didn't resonate, or you don't feel as connected, or you're thinking to yourself, well, is my purpose bigger than this? Should I be doing something other than this? Yes, you should. That whatever you're thinking right now consciously is your life purpose, it is not. And And again, this is for the one Virgo. I'm not telling all Virgos what your purpose in life is not your purpose. I'm not doing that. But whoever I'm specifically speaking to, this is for that Virgo that even if they're walking in their life purpose right now, something just still feels off. Or this is a Virgo that's going through a spiritual transition to their actual life purpose, and you're walking a lonely walk. You're fighting a lonely fight. You feel like people aren't understanding you. Your perspectives are starting to change on life and the people around you because you're going through growing pains right now. And it feels uncomfortable. And it feels, like I said, it feels lonely, right? And it's the sense of you want to tell people about this. You want to have at least somebody to truly understand you and express this to, but you may feel like they don't understand, or they won't understand, or they won't be able to see what you're saying outside of their own lens or outside of their own worldview. So you still end up feeling misunderstood. You still end up feeling like you're just going through this path alone, and you're not alone. Spirit is with you. Spirit is always with you. And to that one Virgo that I'm speaking to, because this actually feels like a one-on-one. So hi, like I said, my name is Mariah. It's a pleasure to meet you. To the specific Virgo that I'm speaking to, you're not alone. Spirit walks with you. It's an uncomfortable process to change what you already know, especially for a Virgo, right? Especially for a Virgo. To have to change and go through a paradigm shift of what you believe to be true and what's actually true. But Virgo, again, you don't walk alone. You have your spirit team, your ancestors, your angels, whatever you believe in. They are guiding you. They are. And it's like if you break a bone. When you break a bone, it hurts. It does hurt. And the healing process of it is uncomfortable. But little do you know, after a while, you're on the other side. And, you know, that broken bone is just the memory in the past. Spirit's trying to guide you to a higher height, a newer place, a new destination in your life that you haven't been in. When you go somewhere you haven't been, it's very uncomfortable. When you're transitioning, and it doesn't matter how young or old you are, any type of life transition, spiritual transition, where spirit is literally having to break and reshape and mold you in different ways, stretch your skin out so far and then bring you back and then stretch you again. It feels lonely and uncomfortable, and it feels like no one just understands. And it's hard to really relay this to people, right? Especially if it's a spiritual awakening you're going through. But it's all for a reason, to align you with your purpose. Within the next few weeks, may I have one more card for my Virgos? If you believe. Bottom of the deck is yes. So with this yes, it feels like, and right underneath that is don't stop. So what this feels like is spirit just confirming back to me, yes. Whichever Virgo I'm speaking to, I'm telling them the right thing. I'm on the right path with that, with the information that I'm giving to you. So thank you, Spirit. But we have if you believe, and within the next few weeks. So within the next few weeks, Virgo, to this one-on-one I'm having with you, because again, it feels like I'm speaking to a specific Virgo. Within the next few weeks, you will start to understand and realize why things are happening. And you're not going to grasp the full understanding because you can't fully understand it until you're on the other side. But I do believe there will be signs and synchronicities and certain things that start to add up, if you haven't started to see these things already, that is trying to gear your attention to shift, right? Trying to gear your attention to understand why you're being transitioned into your actual purpose in life. Why are you being transitioned to this new space in life? Spirit's trying to grab your attention, so within the next few weeks you will start to see things. But there's a need here to believe. There's a need here to understand that everything that's happening for you right now, Virgo, is for a divine purpose, a greater purpose. The Virgo you know you are today will not be the same Virgo once you go through this transition, once you are in alignment with your true path and your purpose. You won't know who you are today, and you'll look back and be like, wow, that's somebody that I used to know. But that's not you anymore. Virgo, you're going through a huge shift, and it feels uncomfortable. But it's all for a reason. May I have another card for Virgos? Thank you. Boundaries and responsibilities. Passion on the bottom of the deck. So Virgo, this is taking you towards this new transition, this shift. This is taking you towards a space in life that you feel passionate about, right? This can be a romantic connection. This can be a job opportunity, a business, or what truly fulfills your soul on a deep level, right? We're not talking surface here, on a deep level. It's trying to gear you and trying to guide you towards what you truly are passionate about, not what society thinks you should do, not what's logically correct, or not what you've always had a part of your plan, or not what you've been told. This is something that if you went to sleep and woke up the next day, you would be excited to do. This is a person you would be happy to be with. This is an opportunity you would love to take, whether you get paid for it or not. This is what truly lays your soul at comfort and sparks that energy within you, right? But see, with boundaries here, Spirit, and this is where this uncomfortableness is coming from, Spirit's trying to place borders within your life at this time, right? So this would look like people that you may have been close with or had as friends, you're now starting to view them a little bit differently, right? Relationships that weren't serving you, you're starting to fully see them for what they truly are. This is Spirit placing these boundaries for you. You're starting to now see things clearly and realize, and this is where the uncomfortableness comes from, because you're starting to see, well, the old Virgo noticed these things, but now why is it making me feel uncomfortable to be around these people? Or why is this relationship feeling like it's much harder than it normally is? Or, why do I feel like I'm not content with my job anymore? You're starting to feel this shift. Things are uncomfortable. And even if it's not to that extent, it's, why do I not feel at ease with myself anymore? There's an uneasiness. Why do I not feel at ease with myself? And this is where boundaries comes in, because with boundaries, Spirit's trying to put up these dams, roadblocks, so that way you can't go back to where you were. You can't go back to where you were comfortable, whether it's people, places, or things. So now you're starting to feel uncomfortable, which you haven't before, but now you are. You're starting to feel uncomfortable in certain environments, around certain people, around certain places or things. Because of these boundaries, Spirit is now implementing, and they're all a part of this change. It's all a part of getting you to your actual purpose here, right? No more distractions. Responsibility, which is beautiful, because in regards to your purpose, there's a higher responsibility. What you may think your life purpose is now, you have a greater responsibility to the people, to yourself, to society. What you're doing right now as far as your purpose, or what you think your purpose is, don't get me wrong, it may be something that you feel connected to, but responsibility, Spirit is saying that there's much more for you to do. There's much more people for you to touch. You need to have a larger span. There's a larger responsibility in life you need to take on. And I don't mean in the sense of it being a burden, but I mean in the sense of it being a gift, Virgo. You are a gift. And for you to be utilized as a gift, and for you to be able to fully utilize everything that Spirit gave you, He has to, and I call Spirit a he, you could be he, she, tree, whatever you refer to, but Spirit has to transform you so that way you can be in alignment with this greater responsibility that you're going to take on, right? But until then, you got to get stretched out a little bit, no pun intended, but you do. So I want to know a little bit more here. What else do my Virgos need to know, Spirit? Privileged lady. What else do my Virgos need to know? Message of concern. And one more. Distant horizons. Bottom of the deck is great fortune. So, it doesn't matter if you're male or female. It doesn't matter if you're male or female. I view this with high honor. Virgo, whether you feel like this or not, and again, I feel like this is a one-on-one, a heart-to-heart. But whether you believe this or not, you are very privileged. I don't care even if you were homeless, you came from the slums, you came from the gutter, I don't care. That's not what this is meaning here for me. This is talking about you have been gifted. You have been gifted with the responsibility to reach people in a larger span. But not only that, you have been gifted with abilities, Virgo. And you have been absolutely privileged by the divine. The divine has watched over you closer than most, from what I'm feeling here energetically. So there's honor to take in that you are privileged, that you are a gift from the other side. Message of concern, right? This can go two ways for me. I feel like going through this transition, people are going to start noticing that you're not behaving the same, acting the same. You may be a little distant with distant horizons. You may be a little like the hermit, going within your cave, being a bit closed off, being, reclusive, right? So you may have people trying to contact you or just seeing, hey, what's going on with you, Virgo? And through this morphing process, you may not want to speak to people because you're going to feel lonely if you haven't felt lonely yet. It is a very lonely process. But I do feel like there are some loved ones that do care and they are going to see if you're okay. But again, because it's a journey that you can only go by yourself, and you may feel like these people may not understand, it feels like you're planets away, distant horizons. You may feel like you don't fit, or you just don't belong, or you feel like you're out of place, and it's because you're being shaped, you're being morphed, right? Just like a ball of Play-Doh, you're being morphed. But at the end of this, great fortune, that responsibility card we see here, right? Once you're able to accept this growth and this change and really allow spirit to change you and elevate you up into your actual purpose in life, what you're meant to be doing, the people you're meant to reach, the people you're meant to touch, once that happens for you, there's great fortune. And great fortune doesn't only have to be financially, but you feel rich when you have a home to stay in, a home that you like, of course, Virgo, but a home to stay in. You got food in your refrigerator, there's enough gas in your car, there's heat in your home, and you're just happy. Rich doesn't have to do with finances. Now, don't get me wrong, I do see finances improving and increasing when you step into this new purpose, when you step into this new purpose. But not only that though, Virgo, your life becomes much richer. Your life becomes much lusher. It becomes much luxurious, or more luxurious, I should say. Your life feels enriching overall. And that's all spirit is trying to do, is take you to where you truly need to be and where you truly want to be. And your idea of how to get there and spirit's idea of how to get there are on two different planes. So allow spirit to guide you. Okay. So Virgo, this has been your reading. It has been an absolute pleasure. And I cannot wait to see you on the other side of this outcome when you are truly walking in your purpose. I love you to pieces. Bye.